This is a 10B on Trig 9. So I drew it out, and they tell you that um, the distance between Calvin and the first alligator is 30 meters, and the distance between the two alligators is 20 meters, and they tell you that the angle at Calvin is 28 degrees, and they're asking for two different lengths here. Well, I have one angle and the side opposite, so I can use the law of sines. But in order to use the law of sines, I have to find this angle first. So I'm going to say the sine of 28 all over 20 equals the sine of A2 all over 30. And I can cross multiply. 20 times the sine of A2 equals 30 times the sine of 28, and then divide by 20. The sine of A2 equals 30 times the sine of 28 all over 20. And I'll put this in my calculator. 30 times the sine of 28 divided by 20 will give me 0.7042, but I don't want to know what the sine is. I wanted the angle. So I'm going to go second sine and the answer, and I can round this to 45 degrees. So now I know that this here is 45 degrees. And of course, now I can find this angle because I can just very simply say 180 minus 45 minus 28. It'll tell me that this angle here is 107 degrees. All right. But remember, I had angle side configuration. So this 45 degree angle I found could be 45, or it could be 180 minus 45. So this angle could also be 135 degrees. And if that angle is 135 degrees, if I take 180 minus 28 minus 135, that means that this angle could also be 17 degrees. I don't know which it is. So this is why I have two lengths between Calvin and alligator 2, because I could potentially have two different angles. So to find the first one, I can say the sine of 107 all over x equals the sine of 28 all over 20. Cross multiply and solve for x. I can say x equals 20 times the sine of 107 divided by the sine of 28. And if I put that in my calculator, I go 20 times the sine of 107 divided by the sine of 28. And I have x equals 40.7 meters. So that's one potential length. And I'm going to do the same thing now. I've already used the 107. Now I'm going to do the same thing using the 17. So I'm going to say the sine of 17 all over x equals the sine of 28 all over 20. Again, cross multiply. So x is going to be 20 times the sine of 17 divided by the sine of 28. Put that in my calculator. 20 times the sine of 17 divided by the sine of 28. And I have x equals 12.5. So this distance is either 40.7 meters, which Calvin hopes, or 12.5 meters.